And one of these guys here, Andrew Baydala, he has his pitch. And here's what he says: my idea, seeing the landscape and potential future. Now, we have a guy we're going to dive into, a guy, Nick LoPiccolo. I'll give this a like and retweet, right? Nick LoPiccolo here, okay? We have a thread that we're going to go over with more of the landscape painted out or portrayed, or I don't know the word, just showing more of the landscape, okay? And explaining it in a way that is actually feels very doom and gloomish for AEW, unfortunately. And what I've extrapolated from this, and just from things I'm hearing and things that discussions I see with people like Nick involved online on social media. Yeah, I just don't know. To me, I'm the biggest optimist ever. I've said things like in 30 years, AEW will exist, just even if it's like a small indie running out of gyms. Tony will never let this thing die. I'm sitting here like more convinced than ever that in 2027, unless something incredibly drastic happens. And it could happen. It could. And I'm going to pitch some ideas of what I think Tony could do. I already said one earlier. Hire Helwani. Offer him a job he can't refuse. Offer him a job. Do it, man. I think he'd jump at that opportunity. Our fans hate him. The sickos hate Helwani. Who gives a shit, those guys? Are they here? No. But here's Baydala. We're going to try and get through this. It's just 5 minutes of, I don't know. Let's listen.
All right, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. I've seen a lot of questions, a lot of concern, and a lot of topics, rumor, innuendo about certain things going on in the professional wrestling and sports entertainment world. One of them being ESPN, WWE, and WrestlePalooza. I'm going to spend a couple seconds on that, but I'm going to tell you something that I think you'll want to hear and or discuss right here in this video regarding the other company, All Elite Wrestling, and some thoughts and feelings on them. Certain providers that currently are not on this list are going to get worked out sooner rather than later, hopefully before this a great form of entertainment. Some people enjoy professional wrestling and sports entertainment for exactly what it is. It's good guy, bad guy, or it's this wrestler versus that wrestler. They enjoy the storylines, they enjoy who's where, and they enjoy championships and matches and all that other stuff, and that's perfectly fine. For me, I look at this from the business perspective, and I look at things differently, and that's what makes the world go around. But what I am going to say here is you've seen what WWE, TKO, and Endeavor have done with their media rights, but you got to go back and see what they did before they became so very popular and before they were getting millions or billions of dollars.
This better be about AEW soon.
Billions of dollars for them, which is brilliant. But what they are also doing is limiting the space that AEW could possibly get money from.
Right. So he is on there. And what I believe very, very ever so confidently is that TKO wants 100% of the pro wrestling market share. I am convinced of that now. And we're going to get into that as this goes on here.
In terms of providers, cable networks, whatever, buying their media rights, which could become a problem. So basically, WWE has pretty much control over the landscape for the next, 4 to 5 years. So what I'm suggesting, what I believe AEW should do, is AEW should create their own direct-to-consumer platform. Wrestling.
It's the oldest pitch in the book. This is what Tony should have did from day one, and then he should have went to all the indies that he wanted to feature and say, all you guys, I'll sign you deals on my platform, promote it, get your subscribers over here and all this. And like IWTV and would have been mad at him, though. Tony's an IWTV mark. So he's like, I can't do that. But like, okay, we know this is the oldest deal pitched in the book. Bro, they need a drastic, I look at it from a business perspective. Really?
Fans across the border screaming for an all-in-one encompassing place so that they could watch professional wrestling and sports entertainment. It's not the most profitable. That's why you're not seeing WWE TKO do it. But they did do it. March 2021 was the end of the WWE network, essentially, with the pay-per-views at the time, now PLEs, being on the WWE network.
So go and make your own network after they proved that didn't work. Yeah, Tony should do that now, but who's going to fund it? It's his dad's goddamn money. This is the problem. I didn't realize this as much either. It's his dad's goddamn money. And people view Tony as a fucking nuisance. Like, this is just his vanity project to keep him hands off of other shit as much as possible. And Shad Khan would love to be in the pro wrestling space because look at the business it does. And this is fine and everything. But they haven't made $1 and the pressure's on. Like, you need to make money with this fucking thing. Or else what is the point of this?
There's the whole selling point of
this guy's like, invest more. I also heard rumors as well. Dirt Sheet Phil over here. I heard rumors that they are seriously talking about doing a sequel, like a second video game. No one's down. Everyone's like, no, this is a fucking no. Like, this is an absolute, the first one was a disaster. We wasted so much fucking money on it. This is not happening. So
platform with some original content, et cetera, et cetera. I believe AEW should create their own direct-to-consumer platform.
So they have to invest in all that and then market that. You know how much that fucking costs? You know how much that fucking costs, bro? And then they run their own pay-per-views off it. Well, WWE did it. So you want to do old WWE, dated WWE shit. It's fucking pretty crazy, man. And that's very Tony Khan to do that. But this is just like, this is an idea that's long gone. Tony would be better off just putting it all on YouTube at this rate.
They have the money. All they have to do is get the infrastructure. I'm sure.
See, exactly. They have the money. That's all anyone can say. They have the money. How much more do you think Shad Khan's willing to put up, man? Tony Khan, come on down.
Sure, Tony has some very high connections, whether it be at the WWE, X talent, people who did that in terms of, streaming rights and all this other stuff, or the NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA. I'm sure Tony Khan and AEW have the connections, and they could find the right people to put into place to have this infrastructure. Create a singular home for.
So hire a bunch of more people when he's already cutting corners on buildings and union workers, and their cameramen are just local camera dudes. They don't. Are you fucking kidding me? Holy fuck, man. What just like an outdate? This is a 5-year-old tape.
AEW's pay-per-views, their television platform shows. You could also put new original content on it. Exactly what the WWE Network was.
And who's going to pay to produce it? Who's going to pay to produce it, bro? Oh, I have an idea. Fucking waste a bunch of more money. And maybe then you'll get the more money after fucking wasting all this fucking money already. Holy shit.
But for AEW, wrestling fans are asking.
And I get it, man. When like business people, like when things are in dire times, like there's an opportunity. I get it. But holy fuck, bro, do the WWE Network.
For one place that they could watch all their content. WWE's not going to do that because they're getting insane amounts of money for this.
Right.
But WWE used to. Besides Raw and SmackDown, which were on.
They used to, but they had the money to sink into it. Like Tony you just spend another $100 million next year. Okay. This is what Dave did. I blame Dave, right? Because Dave Meltzer's like, he's this guy who fucking, they're making 3.6 milli every week, Brian. Actually the rail price is, except, they've got Bruce Wayne money, Batman. What the fuck, man? He's got these people convinced like he can just waste what? 100 million on this too?
On the network at a later time due to their media rights contracts. WWE used to do this with the WWE Network. And you're not going to make the most money. But you could build and you could weather the storm.
Bro, it's already been that, though.
When it comes, you can get new media rights and you can get off the AEW network or whatever they're going to call it. My suggestion would be AEW 1.
No, bro, because here's the problem. Dave always goes, the numbers are private and the numbers are fudged. And then so AEW starts their own network and then reports their own bullshit. We partnered with Nielsen or whatever the fuck. They report their terrible numbers. Hey, they have one of these. It's called Honor Club. How many people fucking go to that? The fake numbers, Dave will stooge those. They're massive right now. Try and help get them a TV deal. Is that what you guys are hoping for? That's your only play. It's fucking ridiculous what you're saying.
But for me, AEW should highly consider this. because we don't know what's going to happen in 2026 with WBD, especially with all the Paramount rumors.
Right.
And we don't know what's going to be available to them.
We do know, or LoPiccolo knows, which we're about to talk about
in the next coming years. So let's take away all the what ifs and create AEW's direct-to-consumer platform where it is AEW all in one. That's it for me. Let me, guys.
The fucking worst idea I've maybe ever heard in my life. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, bro. What a fucking terrible idea. And I'm about to read this shit. And I talked to people smarter than I today. I spent the day. I didn't spend the day doing this. Did a fuckload of editing. But I spent some time today mulling this over, making heads or tails of this, and I'm going to read this thread, okay? This LoPiccolo thread, and basically, he's been right about a lot of shit, okay? And it's because it's his job to understand this stuff, right, at the end of the fucking day. And Nick is a guy who, whether it's public or not, like there's people signed a fucking paradigm that where it's in WWE where it's not public. Right? There's like the ones who are public with it, and then there's some who aren't. Big fucking names. And he represents like a faction of fucking some of the biggest names in the business and shit, okay? It's his job to know what people get paid. It's his job. This thing that Meltzer says, this outdated thing of like, oh, well, they keep the numbers private. Right. Yes. Streamers kept the numbers private. Some of them still try and get away with that shit. But like actors in Hollywood and like people who get numbers and their agents and representatives in Hollywood, they all figured that out 4 years ago, Dave. And they've all like, when they go into negotiation, hey, this comedian's special is going to be on Netflix. The fucking names, NBA knows what the numbers are, period. They know what they're doing on Max. I'd be hard pressed to think Tony Khan does. And if he doesn't, he's just les incompetents, as they say. Home Alone. No, he's just incompetent, if he doesn't. And these, there's folks who are able to piece things together. If you guys follow Nick LoPiccolo, man, he knew Brock Lesnar's coming back. It's not like anybody has to phone him and tell him this shit. He can just put one and one together. He has more insight than most people do. He's able to call this. He called this fucking Paramount thing that's going down. Why? Because is it calling it or is it stooging it a bit? Because he just knows what the fuck he's talking about. And here's what I find so incredibly sad is that he is giving AEW and Tony Khan. Tony Khan's like trying to get him fired and shit. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's just behind the scenes. Oh, who the fuck is this guy? Everyone's freaking out. And this is like the Ricochet thing where he's like, well, it's bad faith. And, I'm just going to check. I feel like it's no, bro. We're putting you guys up on game. Nick LoPiccolo is putting AEW up on game right now. He's giving you free game on Twitter. This is what they think. I said this back in fucking July, dude. I said, maybe Nick's trying to help AEW. How do you guys know what he's trying to do when he tweets all this shit out? How do you know he's not just giving free game that if you were smart, as Dave Meltzer would say, the dumbass, instead of hiding on his fucking message board, is this guy legit? He's legit. Instead of Tony Khan like trying to get people fired and shit. I'm just joking. I don't even know if that but I mean sickos went after this dude. They tried to dox him and all this shit. It's fucking crazy. Over him just like dropping free game for everybody. Like, yo, you all could learn from this. Tony could read this thread and learn something instead of reject it. No, it's like a kid. You're trying to spoon feed him peas. No, mommy, I don't want peas. What I've extrapolated from this, and I asked around. I'm not an asker, but I asked around, and I'm going to read some of this stuff. And what I've extrapolated from this is that, and here's an idea, Baydala, AEW, hire Nick LoPiccolo. Hire Nick LoPiccolo. How about that? Let me drop a bomb. There's my idea. You got to shake shit up, baby. Give him an offer he can't refuse. Don't you want this guy who's fucking on your team? Holy shit, I would. I said it a long time ago. It's like Ari Gold. You guys ever watch Entourage? That's like the greatest show ever. It's like Ari Gold, dude. That's who he reminds me of. There's an idea, Baydala. Oh man, make a streamer and like put it all on a fucking streamer called the AEW network. Fucking great idea. Jesus Christ. Maybe what are you gonna come up with next? Rubbing two sticks together and making fire? The fuck is wrong with you? But anyways, with Nick, it's like this guy's an innovator. Like, bro, I would like. There's an idea. Shake shit up. Hire Ariel. Hire Nick LoPiccolo. Hire them. Roman's deals up after Mania. Throw fucking you. Oh, they got the money. Throw $2 million at them. 2 appearances. See what happens. You know, like do something drastic then, or just don't even pitch these shit ideas anymore. Oh, they should remove some belts. Yeah, it's gonna fucking work. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. So, anyways, I'm going off today. Ellison, Zaslav, and the 2026 clock. The leak of us, and then what I've extrapolated from this. Sorry, I didn't even get to the point. AEW's fucked. They're fucked. And this is all TKO at play to take over 100% of the fucking market share. I'm dropping bombshells tonight. I don't give a fuck. Dirt sheet Phil over here. This is TKO effectively pushing AEW off of TV through this whole Paramount, whatever the fuck that's going on. And that's essentially what this thread almost gets to. It's like the point of it, essentially, what I extrapolated. It's very fucking long. I don't even know if I can read it all. I got to be honest. But my guy's over here talking about the leak of a supposed all-cash Paramount Skydance bid for Warner Bros. Discovery may have been a strategic move in itself. The timing, incentives, and politics all point to why. Let's see here. Accidentally fucking... Anyways, within 48 hours of the rumor, WBD stock surged roughly 55%, and Paramount Skydance rose roughly 24%. That market response itself boxed David Zaslav in. His board, Wall Street, and his own contract now expect movement. So this is Zaslav's way of getting his money back, right? By going public with it. When they announce this shit, it's all about playing the stocks, and they're all doing it too. But in June 25, Zaslav restructured his deal to secure 20.9 million stock options at a $10 strike, most vest on control, etc., etc. Okay, everyone's making money. Zaslav's contract also ties compensation to getting some deal done by the end of 26. Combine that with a board stacked with deal makers. So listen, like this is bars right here. Zaslav's contract also ties compensation to getting some deal done. What's the deal? Just a deal. Oh, a deal. So like they're building to this Paramount thing and he gets more money and shit, right? Combined with a board stacked with deal makers, and Zaslav has every reason to consider a sale. Ellison's clock is just as unforgiving. The tax law prevents Skydance from bidding on WBD or its assets for 2 years post-split. If he waits past April, he risks being locked out until 28. By floating interest in all of WBD now, Ellison also preempts the most likely post-split scenario. So do you guys get what's going on there? If they do this deal now and shit, like if they split, there's 2 years where they can't touch it. Can't touch this. But if they get it done, and that's why they're like, hey, we're interested in all of WBD. Warner Bros. Going to... Okay, Ellison also preempts the most likely post-split scenario. Warner Bros. Going to auction with Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Comcast at the table. A leak like this closes that window early. Analysts see roughly $3 billion in synergies, whatever, a bunch of money, okay? Warner Bros., corporate overhead, CBS, CNN consolidation. Financially, Ellison's family is positioned. Net worth surged post, whatever, around $400 billion this summer after Oracle's AI rally. Blah, blah. They have making ungodly. Give me $1 million and I'll shut the fuck up. The risks, you hear that, Tony Khan? The risks are obvious. Disney, Fox, Warner Discovery, Viacom, CBS all failed to deliver long-term shareholder value. Linear TV is in free fall, and consumers resist streaming integrations that raise prices or dilute libraries. This leak achieved multiple things. Pushed WBD's valuation up, raising the stakes, pressured Zaslav's board with investor expectations, signaled to Washington that Ellison is prepared to scale under Trump, compressed the timeline before rivals can act. Politics make this... Now, here, it cooks up here again. Politics makes the play more plausible. Elizabeth Warren, or Pocahontas, as they call her out in the streets, my cousin, what's up? No. has already argued a merger must be blocked. Okay, so Elizabeth Warren has already argued that a merger must be blocked. But Trump controls the regulatory process until 28. His administration, not Warren, will decide if such mergers can go down. I know this shit is like, fucking, I'm in math class again. You know what I mean? I get it. Okay, so the Ellisons' orbit is locking in with Trump's media properties. UFC signed a $7.7 billion rights deal with Paramount and CBS, then staged a card at the White House on July 4. He's talking past tense here, but they're staging one. Dana White says fighters would walk out from the Oval Office. Paramount Plus also acquired South Park from WBD in a $1.5 billion deal, adding UFC, CBS, and Colbert's exit, and the cultural pieces begin to align. Boom. This is where it's fucking, we're rocking, fellas. I forgot, we're retiring cooking. And on the member shows, we agreed we're totally rocking, pals. We're rocking, fellas, under the same umbrella. Okay, so these moves show media powers being consolidated under the same umbrella. So do you guys get it? They're consolidating all this shit under one umbrella. So what this is leading to is AEW might just get bullied the fuck off TV, and then what? They start AEW 1, like Baydala's saying, when they fucking have no money coming in from a TV rights deal. That's how WCW got bought. That's how fucking ECW got bought. That's how ECW went under. That's how fucking WCW got bought for $2 million or whatever, and way underpriced. Why? Because a bunch of those contracts were tied to a big ass company and they had no TV anywhere. So who the fuck's going to buy this thing, right? So anyways, Barry Weiss now leads CBS News, openly aligned with Trump and Ellison's worldview. Her arrival signals the news programming, like sports and entertainment, is being restructured around the same political and cultural orbit. This is not just about Hollywood scale. It is the foundation of a conservative-aligned media infrastructure. A Paramount WBD merger would fold CBS, CNN, HBO, and Warner Bros. IP into Ellison's orbit under Trump's regulatory umbrella. CNN, I mean, come on, dude. Trump was the fucking GM of Raw. Hello, make the connection. You guys are starting to make the connection now, I'm sure. I'm so sorry I'm doing this to you today, chat. You guys are the goated chat ever in the universe for being here. CNN is the pressure point. Historically, it blocked deals. With Trump in power through 28, it could instead be a bargaining chip merged with CBS News, because ESPN's dead. MSNBC's fucking dead, okay, guys? As well. Spun off or leveraged inside Ellison's border media strategy. Scale is so central. Paramount Plus has been about 80 million global subs. Max is about 122. Together, they reach around 200 million, close to Prime Video at about 200 million, and ahead of Disney Plus at about 125 million. So think about that. Netflix remains the leader at about 300 million. That math, dead, explains the urgency. Paramount plus Max are mid-tier, too small alone. Combined, they start to close the gap with Disney, Apple, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. For Ellison, merging is not optional. It is the only path to global streaming scale. He's laying out, like, Tony should be looking at this going, we need to hire this guy to save our fucking, holy shit. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, get fucking, you know, they're going to just get bullied off TV. That's what's going to happen, okay? And Nick is laying out how, listen, merging is not optional for these guys. They are going to, it's not optional. It's the only thing that they will do. Nick's sitting here going, if I'm piecing this together now, what the fuck do you think they have already figured out? In June 25, WBD said it would split into two companies. Warner Bros. Streaming and Studios will hold HBO, Warner Bros. And Max. Discovery Global will house the linear channels, CNN, TNT, TBS, and Discovery, along with much of the debt. And so if AEW stays on TNT, TBS, okay, they're in the fucking, they split into two companies and they put all the debt on that fucking company that AEW is a part of. It's just a bad look no matter what. It's not good. Not saying any of the debt is like on AEW, but it just shows what they think. You're over there with the debt company, with the debt, you know, like it's trash. To finance the split, WBD secured a $17.5 billion bridge facility from JP Morgan and began courting equity investors for the linear side. Global networks will carry heavy leverage just as ad sales and cable subs are collapsing. Credit agencies move quickly. S&P cut WBD to junk, citing the linear drag. Wall Street views CNN, TNT, and Discovery as declining assets with shrinking margins and rising sports rights costs. The rally in WBD stock is tied almost entirely to the studio side. Zaslav is caught in the middle. His contract rewards a sale by 26. His board, so he's got to make. If he makes this sale, he makes a bunch more money. Zaslav don't give a fuck. And when these new people buy AEW, they're gonna go, "What is this shit? We need to get rid of some of this shit." We're merging with people that work that are in the WWE biz. So what the fuck are you guys? You know what I mean? We're just getting rid of that. UFC just made a deal with CBS. Do you guys see what happened here? What Nick just pieced together? We're dropping bombs here on PWT, okay? And instead of them getting fucking emotional and angry,
emotional damage.
You think they listen to this fucking guy, read what he's saying, and go, "Oh, holy shit!" Could you imagine if Nick just fucking heel turned and got hired by Tony Khan and just heel turned on the IWC? And saved their fucking... I mean, with him piecing this together, bro, Tony's getting bullied off TV. Oh, everything's great. The greatest year. He doesn't even see this coming. Who do you got working for you, bro? This is what I mean. This isn't the TV business. And that's what Punk realized. That's what Cody Rhodes realized. That's what Jericho knows. But he's just cool because fucking Tony loves him. That's what everybody realizes. They might just get bullied off the fucking tube. Like, this might be... This whole Paramount thing, too. Could be like, because, okay, who's in CBS's ears? Oh, TKO people? Who do they have a good relationship right now? So I can't start naming the names like he does. Ellison and all that shit. Who's in their ears? Who have vested interest? Like TKO people? This could be, here's my conspiracy. This is them on the DL behind the scenes. And they're just like, yeah, we're fucking with AEW. We're going to show how we can just kick them off. We'll give Warner Bros. A show. You know what I mean? We'll fucking add an NXT show and fucking do it up with Warner Bros. Like, what do you mean? And this could be TKO behind the scenes influencing people the way that Nick LoPiccolo pointed out, that politics, and there's lots of influences at play, and who aligns with Trump in them. Who do the sickos scream? Oh, it's MAGA. And I don't mean in a MAGA way, but just in this media rights, this alignment with the conservative fucking media rights and all this shit. Tony might have just like bumblefucked his way into getting kicked off TV. TKO just like, we don't even need to go. We'll just slide in and get them off. And then who's number two? TNA. Well, they already have their thumbprint on TNA. Who's the top indies? Indies will always be there, but they WWE ID'd a bunch of indies. So this might be like the monopoly, like for real. It may come to fruition, and I honestly am sitting here in my mind. Ricochet wants to talk about feels. Well, I'll tell you how I feel, which I think this evidence here, I'll back up how I feel with some evidence from someone like Nick LoPiccolo, who understands the business. I would say fairly fucking well in this breakdown. And Dave never gives you a breakdown. Where the fuck's Dave Meltzer on this one, dipshit? Where's Dave? I study the business. Oh, really? Me just reading this thread twice today, I think, is more studying of the fucking business than you've ever done, Dave Meltzer. But I digress with that as well. We'll play flutes later. I don't know, man. It just, to me, I feel as though AEW might be, I was going to say cooked, but rock solid in 2027. More like rock bottom. Am I right? Am I right, fellas?
Shut up, bitch.
But let's finish this off here. Zaslav is caught in the middle. Okay, for Ellison, that is the opening. A leak now signals that Paramount Skydance can offer a clean, all-cash path before the split locks in, before rivals circle Warner Bros. Alone, and while WBD is exposed in its weakest flank. The game is set. Zaslav eyeing a massive payout. Ellison up against 2026 tax clock, rather. I'm adding words. I'm dyslexic. Linear in decline. Debt market circling under Trump's regulatory watch. This is gamesmanship at the highest levels. And whenever the outcome is, it will reshape Hollywood news and media. Some attribution, he's just dropping links like, this guy studies the game. It's his fucking, It's his job to. And I read this. It's so funny because I sent a DM today and because I'm like, okay, this is what I'm extrapolating from this. You're smarter than I, right? A couple folks I talked to today. I'm just like, I basically was like, so pretty much AEW's fucked and fucking TKO bully them off TV. Is that what I'm fucking reading is about to happen? And I just got yups. That's pretty much what I'm seeing here. If this is all pieced together correctly, and I'm just inclined to think it is. I'm sorry. It makes all too much sense. And there's Nick LoPiccolo dropping heat, man. And again, I'll throw out ideas, man. Hire a fucking guy. Hire one of these podcasters. No, hire a fucking Ariel Helwani. Well, he is a podcaster. Hire that guy. Hire Nick LoPiccolo. Shake it up. Shake it the fuck up, man. Do something. Completely shake up the roster. Overhaul it. Go away for 6 months and then come back and promise, get them to freeze the fucking deal and go, look, man, just give us 6 months to recalibrate and we'll come back and do better numbers. Do anything, man. Anything to shake it up. You got the Bucks out here fighting who? Jet Speed, or who are they fighting? Top Flight? Like, who gives, man? Do something. Think about a guy. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, Nick has tons of, like, his ties are deep within WWE. But the way he views the business is like, well, McMahon's out of the way, so now I can get my clients in all these big movies. Then I can fucking, do way more with these people and help lock in deals that Vince would block and shit like that back in the day. Now TKO and WWE, they're more open to shit like that. But at the end of the day, like, what do people think I don't think he wants AEW to die. Like, then, because think about it. Let's say one of his clients' fucking contracts come up. Do you think it's better for him to have an AEW there so he can levy deals and negotiations for people? And just like, I'm using Nick because he's out there talking shit, but it's like any of these guys, right? Like, whatever agency. Yes, having an AEW there is better to work each other because it's all a work too. And that's how Hollywood is. A bidding war starts for talent, for actors, for movies. A script gets a writer writes a script and their people are out there shopping it around. That's starting to come back more in the movie business as well. That kind of died out. Original ideas, everything's reboot, whatever. But now we're seeing, I think, like 5 or 6 original fucking scripts got picked up, I think, which is like a lot for fucking, Hollywood as of late. So, and I got my finger on the pulse with that shit too. Okay. I try to keep my ear to the streets, the Hollywood Hills. No, I'm not, but I try, but anyways, there's wrestlers signed to Paradigm as well that people don't even know about that he has ties to. And I remember too, like a while back, I said that like, oh, he represents Darby and shit. I fucked that up. Like he didn't represent Darby and he represented Rusev, but like getting him the fuck out of AEW, you know what I mean? Into WWE. But I think I don't know if he represents Punk or not either, but you guys can Google it. He represents a bunch of people. But yeah, I would hire, if I'm Tony, I'm like looking to a guy like this that you view as a detractor, and Nick LoPiccolo's listed as like a top 35 Hollywood agent in all of sports or whatever recently. I mean, come on, man, just like take the criticism, take it on the chin, shake it up. Or maybe him and I are working together to plant this idea out there to get him a job. He's broke and he needs money. No, no, but seriously, we need better ideas that like, well, they should start a streamer, but who's going to watch it? Give us a fucking reason to watch this shit, man. Like, I can honestly say this confidently that people like myself, Nick LoPiccolo, even a JD, we are AEW's biggest fans, man. Most people who eat at a restaurant they don't like, I've said this a billion times on the show, but they don't leave a review. They don't say like, oh, I fucking hate this and complain to the chef. They just don't come back. They just don't say anything. And that's what happened to AEW. And the people screaming from the fucking mountaintops, here's an idea. Maybe we care, dude. We say this shit because we actually want to see a difference be made. We care more than people lying and patting you on the back like Ricochet and going, oh, man, well, we're not making money, which is like why I'm hired to make this company money, or else what the fuck's the point of hiring Tom Cruise for this movie if he's just like, it's not going to make any fucking money and bomb. It's not all good, man. I'm tired of people telling you it is. And what could it hurt at this point? To listen to a Phil Marks, to listen to a fucking Nick LoPiccolo, to listen to someone who's not Dave Meltzer. What could it honestly hurt at this point? Your back's already against the wall. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW news. Ichi Nissan. And yeah.